With this. Welcome to Division 1, seeds 8 and 9 here from Championship Friday, the NACA National Tournament. This is Grace and FCA. Grace out of Florida and FCA out of Westminster, Maryland. As Grace will play it forward here. Set to the back line for FCA, put across by Maddie Myers. That will eventually fall in a 1-0 lead for the Bravehearts. Serve here from Hannah Young, and it will be an ace, make it now 2-0. And another ace actually goes up into the overhang here and ricochets back down. So a 3-0 lead. Once again, Hannah Young with the serve. This tracked down and put over. And FCA, a little bit of miscommunication there. Make it 3-1 Bravehearts. Back to serve for Grace is Amory Welton. So that sails out of bounds. And make it a 4-1 lead here for FCA. Is serving on the near side is Maddie Myers. Serve from Myers now played to the front end and sent across. And here come the Bravehearts again. Back near side. Wow, that was ricocheted on a nice play along that back line. Now tracked down for Grace. And put over by Grace Pukas. Now out front, that's deflected again. And again, Grace with a nice dig on that back line. Set in the middle, and there is a kill for FCA. That's Sarah Walton. Making now a 5-1 lead for the Bravehearts. And Maddie Myers continues to serve. It's played to the outside and hammered across by Jasmine Spencer, but still going. That tip was blocked up front. Now Myers, that's blocked again. That time blocked by Shelby Salinas, and Shelby will get set to serve a 5-2 FCA lead. The serve here is returned, but then tipped back across out front by Jessica Conley. And the Bravehearts lead 5-3. So Salinas with the serve. Tracked down and now sent across and down for FCA and make it 6-3. To the lineup for the Bravehearts. comes Emily Johnston. Emily serves here, and that will be an ace, making it 7-3. Serve here now played into the back row for Welton. That's dug out. Now far side, and that kill for Natalie Tracy of the Bravehearts to make it 8-3. Now that we are into bracket play, it is best of 3. First 2 games to 25. If you need a third game, it will go to 15. Little floater here now played to Spencer on the outside. That was deflected out front, saved in the back row, and then put across and down by Sarah Walton. Nice save by Maddie Myers in the back row. Make it a 9-3 FCA lead. So Emily Johnson to serve again. Now tracked down and bumped over by Welton. Set to the outside. That was blocked up front. And then tipped across. Good play by Spencer to keep it alive. And bumped over out front by Marsh. Spencer hits that out of bounds. And now a 10-3 lead. Serve played out to Spencer. That's dug out. Tipped out front and then put across by Welton. Set on the near side is tipped across by Natalie Marsh. And it's now an 11-3 lead. Serve here now played in the middle, and that's blocked by Sarah Walton. Make it 12-3 and a timeout to Grace. 12-3, Bravehearts lead it. We'll take a break, come back with more from set 1 in a moment. You're watching the NACA tournament. And we have a double hit on Grace. Make it now 13-3. As FCA continues to serve. Emily Johnston with the serve here. Turned out front, and that's an ace. Now 14-3. Into the lineup for Grace comes a number 16 that I do not have at the moment. And another ace makes it 15-3. Well, so far, FCA dominating the first set of this match. And this played now to the outside. Spencer fires and scores as Jasmine finally gets a good hit on one, making it 15-4 FCA. Serving for Grace is Jessica Conley, as Welton will check back in here. And set in the middle. Good play in that back line by Salinas. Now an opportunity for the Bravehearts. Outside, that hit out of bounds by Natalie Tracy, making it 15-5. Serve here, play now into the middle. And a nice placement there by Sarah Walton, making it 16-5. Back in for FCA comes Hannah Young. Serve here, tracked down, and now bumped over. So another opportunity for FCA. That's a really nice set. Beautiful set, and the finish by Hannah Young makes it 17-5. Boy, you just can't get a whole lot better than that from Emily Johnston. That's just a beauty. Serve here, return, inbounds in that back corner, making it 17-6. Serve here is a rocket, return back up near the net, and that hammered back down by Welton. To Grace, seemingly starting to get it together a little bit here. 17-7 the lead for FCA. This is Division I, the 8 and 9 seeds. And that into the net, so that'll make it 18-7. So into the lineup for FCA comes Rachel Hoffman into that back row, and now Sarah Walton to serve. Just tipped across, now tracked down and bumped over, so Grace with an opportunity here. Welton, that's blocked up front, actually goes into the net, so 4 hits. That'll make it 19-7. That returned way too close to the net. And hammering that down is Hannah Young. Making it now 20-7. And that serve out of bounds from Sarah Walton. Now 20-8. In for Grace and serving was Maggie Canzati. She ends up firing that long and out of play. So Natalie Tracy to serve here for FCA with the Bravehearts leading 21-8. Just tracked down and now sent across and down. So 21-9. Grace Pukas, a 5'8 junior, serving here. At the outside, that's hit into the net by Young, making it 21-10. Serve play back near side, that's just sent across. Out front, set to the middle, and that hit out of bounds by Salinas. So 22-10 the lead now for FCA. By the way, the winner of this game will advance to play the number 1 overall seed in the entire tournament. That would be the Rock. So no matter who wins this game, they have an uphill battle in match 2 with the Rock. The Rock ended up with the 1 seed, Rolling Hills, the 2 seed in Division 1. Veritas is the 3, and Covenant out of Alabama is the 4th seed. Following that, it's GCAA out of North Carolina and Grace out of Illinois. Rounding out the top 6 seeds in Division 1, there are 12 overall teams in Division 1. So this bumped across. Now playing to the near side, and there's a kill for Natalie Marsh, making it now 24-10, and it is set point here for the Bravehearts. And that serve into the net by Megan Stevens, making it 24-11. Served by Welton, played back up front, and she left it too far for Salinas, and Salinas just hammers it back down, making it now 24-12. Welton's serve is an ace, make it now 24-13. Serve here played back row, and that just tipped across. Now Spencer, and that will fall in. So 24-14 and a timeout to FCA. We'll take a break, come back with more of set 1 here in a moment. You're watching the NACA. Still set point here, and there it is. 25-14 is the final as FCA takes set 1. Take a break, come back with set 2 in just a couple of minutes. You're watching the NACA National Tournament. Start of set number 2 and begins much like set number 1. A 1-0 lead for the Bravehearts. Serve here, tracked down, and now bumped across. Opportunity here for FCA. Good dig in the back line by Welton. Salinas hits that out of bounds, and a 2-0 lead for FCA here. Continuing to serve is sophomore Megan Stevens. This now played back to the middle and hit across there to the outside and tipped over. And that blocked up front. Nice job, combination block at the net by Natalie Marsh and Elise Wilson. A 3-0 lead for the Bravehearts now. Serve here, played up front, tipped across and down. Nice job with the net for Grace. As the Bravehearts lead at 3-1. Grace Pukis to serve. Grace, a 5'8" junior. And we have 2 hits called on the set. Now 3-2. And a good kill on the outside. Natalie Marsh got just enough on it in just the right spot to kind of squeeze that through the double block. Make it now 4-2 FCA. And that serve out of bounds to make it 4-3. Welton back in the near side, had it dug off the ceiling, and then it goes sideways, so we're back tied at 4. So Hannah Young to check in, replacing Megan Stevens. Played back in the middle, and that went sideways off the hand of Walton, now to the outside, and a good kill there for Natalie Marsh. Make it 5-4. Megan Stevens and also Emily Johnston check in. So Emily will get set to serve. So here played to the near side. Welton hammers that and scores. Kill will make everything tied up at 5. To back in for FCA is Hannah Young. So played to the outside, partially blocked up front, but eventually falls in. Off the tip by Natalie Marsh, making it 6-5 Bravehearts. And this blocked up front off the hit of Welton. It's tipped across. Oh, once again, FCA to play it. And there's an illegal hit on Sarah Walton up front to tie this thing back up at 6. Serve here, tracked down, now played along that back line, and we have an illegal hit on FCA. Set back up front, now tipped across. 7-6 the lead for Grace. Welton on the outside will kill that, make it 8-6. And this an ace, making it 9-6. Jessica Conley serves here. That is an ace, now 10-6. And a timeout to FCA. 10-6 the lead for Grace here in set 2. Take a break. Be back with more in a moment. You're watching the NACA. (10-6) the lead for Grace out of that timeout here in set 2. This bump back across, and Grace will play it here. Set back near side. Welton with another kill. Make it 11-6. Boy, things just kind of flipped around in a hurry for Grace here in set 1. I think Grace was getting blown off the court, trailing 22-7 or 22-8 at one point. But now, here in set 2, they've managed to turn everything around. Leading 11-6. And the set to the far side, tipped down. And it'll be now an 11-7 lead. I think they did end up calling Grace in the nets. Serve here by Walton. Tracked down and now hit out of bounds. Make it 11-8. Sent back in the near side, and that hammered inside the near sideline, and it is inbounds. That'll make it 12-8. So Amari to serve here. Walton serve, tracked down, and now sent across. On the outside, that deflected and eventually falls in. Doing a 12-9. Gets into the lineup for FCA comes Molly Kumpf. And Natalie Tracy will get set to serve. This played up front was partially deflected and then eventually played by Grace. And a kill on the far side for Hannah Young, make it 12-10. Tracy will continue to serve as Welton will check out here. And that's served out of bounds. Service error will send it back across to Grace. 13-10. They lead it. So Maggie Kanzati lets that serve fly. Now sent to the middle, and that hit out of bounds by Elise Wilson. Make it 14-10. That serve played deep and sent across out of bounds. Make it 15-10. Boy, this whole match has just flipped completely around here in the second set. And this return too close to the net, and Salinas puts it back down. So now 16-10. And a timeout to FCA. 16-10 the lead for Grace. Here in set two, we'll take a break, come back with more in a moment. You're watching the NACA.
Educating students.
Educating students.
To become servants of Christ. Servants of Christ.
Para llegar a ser servidores de Cristo.
To make a difference in today's world.
Faire une différence dans le monde d'aujourd'hui.
Einen Unterschied in der heutigen Welt zu machen.
Fazer uma diferença no mundo de hoje.
تغييب الدنيا داير وزار.
Мы можем изменить сегодняшний мир.
Serve here into the net, makes it 16-11. So Megan Stevens will check back in, gets set to serve. And an ace makes it 16-12. This played back near side. Played off the ceiling and sent down and in for FCA. Make it now 16-13. So the Bravehearts trying to make a little bit of a run here. And a timeout to Grace. 16-13, Grace leads it. Back with more of set two in a moment. You're watching the NACA. Out of the timeout. FCA to play it here. Set near side, and Jasmine Spencer with the kill. Make it 17-13. Serve play back to the middle and then just sent across. Outside, that hit into the net. Make it 17-14, Grace. Sarah Walton back in for the Bravehearts. And a double hit called on Maddie Myers. Make it 18-14. Serve here from Spencer. Tracked down, now bumped over. Set to Welton, and she'll hammer that. So tracked down, though, after the dig by Myers. Salinas. Now an opportunity for FCA, and that blocked up front. So 19-14. Back in comes Hannah Young. Played to the middle. That's blocked up front. Salinas with another block makes it 20-14. Grace. Here and that out of bounds. So 20-15. The Bravehearts get it back here. Emily Johnston back in, as is Megan Stevens. Serve here, played now out front, set near side. Welton, and barely clears the net after the block, but does. It's 21-15. Serve here, set back to the middle, and now just put across. And that returned over, but nobody from FCA went after it to make it 22-15. So Salinas will serve. Serve playback far side. Good set. And the kill for Natalie Marsh. Make it 22-16. Serve here, played back to the outside. That's blocked up front. Still going, tipped across. Now Grace to play it. And that hit on the near side to make it 23-16. Serve here. Played now to the outside. Sent across by Young. It's tipped over. Good hustle play by Maddie Myers. Now she'll just bump it over. And Walton let that fly. Now it'll be sent across. And that will fall in. 23-17. Sarah Walton to serve. And that blocked up front. And good play out of the net up front. Then it's blocked, but still sent across by Spencer out of the back row and then sent down by Welton. And it's 24-17. So now set point for Grace. And there's the ace. So Grace comes back after losing set one in big fashion, comes back to take set two, 25-17. And we will have a third and deciding sets here in just a few minutes. And that set will be to 15. So we'll take a break, come back with that in a little bit. You're watching the NACA National Tournament. Back as we start set 3. That hit into the net by Jasmine Spencer, and a 1-0 lead for FCA. This is Division 1, the 8 and 9 seeds matching up here. This is the third set. These two teams split the first two, so the third set only goes to 15, however. So you have to get off to a fast start. And now we're tied at 1. Serve here, track down. Now an opportunity for Grace in the middle, and that kill for Salinas inside the back corner makes it 2-1. Hannah Young will check back in. And there's a good kill on the far side for Natalie Marsh. We're back tied at 2. So Marsh with the serve. That hit out of bounds. Make it a 3-2 lead now for FCA. Serve here, a little floater taken back outside to Spencer. That was blocked up front, but now tracked down. This will be played off the ceiling and make it a 3-3 game. Back to serve is Jasmine Spencer for Grace. And this played into the net. Make it 4-3. Good serve there, played to the outside, tipped across, it's ricocheted back over, and then sent back by Young. Spencer plays it over, set in the middle, and that hit played on the near side, and then it'll eventually go out of bounds off the tip from Welton, and a 5-3 lead for Grace. Again, remember, this third set only goes to 15. So you need to get off to a fast start. Set near side, and Welton with another kill. It's now 6-3 and a timeout to FCA. 6-3 the lead for Grace. Set 3. We'll take a break. Come back with more in a moment. You're watching the NACA. So let's see if Grace can continue the streak here, up 6-3 in set 3. And that serve return close to the net and somehow saved by Maddie Myers without hitting the ceiling. And that deflected up front, tracked down, and now bumped over. Boy, this is a interesting point out of the timeout, and that blocked out of bounds. 6-4, Grace now leads. Back in for FCA comes Emily Johnston. She'll get set to serve. Megan Stevens also comes back in. Johnston serve. Track down now. Welton out of that back row. Puts it across. And this one hammered. It ricochets off the ceiling, but still going here. See what they do on this one. Set it in the middle this time. Still going. Welton hammers it home. And now a 7-4 lead for Grace. Just keep in mind, this third and final set only goes to 15. So Hannah Young checks in. And now Shelby Salinas to serve. And wow, what a save by Maddie Myers. That was ridiculous. Back near side, that's blocked up front. Try it again. Now FCA with it back near side. That's deflected. Sent across. Still alive. Salinas will play it over. Now it's set to the outside, and that hit off the block and out of bounds. And wow, what a point that was. Manny Myers made an absolutely ridiculous save on the far sideline. With one hand, just kind of swatted at it to get it back across the net. Make it 7-5 now the lead for Grace. Natalie Marsh with the serve. That is an ace. 7-6. And now Marsh to serve. Played up too close to the net. And then hammered back down by Walton. Back tied at 7. Halfway through set 3. Marsh with that serve. Welton can take along that back line. And that kill is in for Natalie Tracy. And it's 8-7 FCA and a timeout to Grace. Boy, what a run by the Bravehearts. 8-7 they lead it here in set 3. We'll take a break. Back in a moment. You're watching the NACA. Seven FCA leads here in set 3, and there's an ace, and that'll make it 9-7. And again, the third and final set only goes to 15. So Marsh to serve. It's returned up close to the net. That put back down. Tracked down by Salinas, and now bumped over. In the middle, now Grace an opportunity. Welton has that blocked, and she's into the net. I was wondering if they were going to catch that or not, but she did get carried into the net, so 10-7 FCA leads. So Marsh with the serve. Set up front. Good dig by Maddie in that back line. Boy, what a save by Welton. This blocked up front. They're going to say that was in the net. So it'll be 4 hits and 11-7 to lead now for FCA. Set to the near side. Welton partially deflected that. Another great save in the back row by Maddie Myers, but 11-8 the lead now for FCA as Bravehearts are in the net. Serve here by Jessica Conley, returned up front and put back down by Welton, and it's 11-9. Conley's serve, taken by Myers. And it's on FCA's side of the net. And I think the argument here for the Bravehearts is the fact that they were reaching over the net. So the two captains over here discussing things with the head official as they're going to talk over why that's not an illegal play by Welton. And it will be 11-10. Well, they're going to talk about this again here. The problem here is that the Bravehearts went to set it. As they did, Welton reached over the net in a block attempt and made contact with the ball. However, it's difficult to tell if Welton was interfering with the set or if the ball was coming off a set and ended up being touched after that. In any case, it's going to stay the way it is. 11-10 the lead for FCA. And Jessica Conley to serve. Set in the back row, and that hit into the net. And now we're tied at 11 and timeout to FCA. Well, this has been a crazy 8-9 matchup in Division 1. We'll see how this ends out in a minute. You're watching the NACA tournament. Tied at 11 here. The only timeout that's left, by the way, is to Grace. As we're going to 15 here in set 3. Set to the outside. Good dig by Salinas, but no one else could get there. And the kill for Hannah Young makes it 12-11 Bravehearts. So now Sarah Walton to serve. Played back in the near side. Welton has it blocked up front. Nice play by Tracy. Make it 13-11 and timeout to Grace. And this is the last timeout of the match. 13-11, FCA leads. Take a break. Back with the last couple points in a moment. You're watching the NACA. 13-11 is the lead for FCA. Everyone is out of timeouts, so this one's going to play its way out right now, and that serve into the net. I'll make it 13-12. And now Amari Welton to serve. And that is an ace. Some miscommunication for FCA. And we're tied at 13. Almost like no one really wants to win this thing. As soon as somebody gets up, they let the other team make a couple of runs. Out front, Johnston set. Oh boy, that thing was hammered. And a kill for Hannah Young. Now, match point for FCA. Molly Kumpf checks back in. And Natalie Tracy to serve match point here. And that serve played on the near side. Spencer will put it across, and here's the opportunity for FCA in the middle. That hit out of bounds. So we're tied at 14. Back to serve for Grace is the libero, Maggie Kanzati. And that's out of bounds. So 15-14 FCA. As back in comes Megan Stevens. And now Megan will get set to serve again, match point. Just tracked down. Now bumped across by Welton. Play it back in the middle. That's sent across to the outside, and that hit out of bounds, and that'll do it. 16-14 is the final as FCA will defeat Grace here in a 3-set match. Boy, that thing went right down to the wire. Back and forth and back and forth, and finally FCA gets the win, 16-14. So you can move them along in your brackets. Congratulations, you get to play the Rock, because that's what's next for FCA, but that's a good win for the Bravehearts. Up next, we'll go to Division 3, and we will have Hearts taking on somebody. I'm not really sure who the winner of that 8-9 matchup is yet, but I know they'll be playing Hearts. We'll get to that next. You've been watching the NACA National Championship Tournament.